Ideas from pointillism and the associated methodology of divisionism are useful for designing games targeted at platforms which have a low resolution and color depth. Just as pointillists used dots of color to replace gradients and varieties of solid colors, early game developers had to use pixels to suggest objects with textures, shapes, and palettes more complex than what could be truly drawn on the screen. Particularly obvious examples of this style can be seen in monochromatic games which alternate two colors of pixel to trick the player's eye into perceiving an isometric 3D perspective or a third color between the two available. Both of these techniques can be seen in Sandy White's ZX Spectrum hit Ant Attack. However, it's possible to find pointillism used effectively in multicolor games as well. One of the more interesting examples is the Atari 2600 game Yars Revenge by Howard Scott Warshaw. The large force field area in the middle of the game screen is produced by reading in the game's code as color information, allowing a more complex pattern to be displayed than could ever be hard-coded or produced programmatically on the very limited hardware. Compare this technique to the use of a field of dots to imply a body of water in the Port of Saint-Tropez by Paul Signac. A field in Comble-le-Château, the Valley, by Paul Signac as well. Or a collection of bushes in The Laundress by Henri Edmond Cross. In the same way that these artists use an otherwise indistinct collection of points to suggest something about the texture and color of these areas, Warshaw was able to put an unusually strong image of the force field in the player's mind by deliberately keeping that area changing, formless, and random. As a result, Yars Revenge is often held up as one of the most atmospheric and visually memorable games available for the early 8-bit consoles.